Brothers and sisters, thank you for joining Mother and Refuge of the End Times. Today, we would like to share with you part 1 of an article written by Mark Mallett entitled Medjugorje and the Smoking Guns on his blog The Now Word, posted on November 8, 2017. Medjugorje and the Smoking Guns. The following is written by Mark Mallett, a former television journalist in Canada and an award-winning documentarian. The Roueny Commission, appointed by Pope Benedict XVI to study the apparitions of Medjugorje, has ruled overwhelmingly that the first 7 apparitions were supernatural, according to the leaked findings reported in Vatican Insider. Pope Francis called the Commission's report, quote, very, very good, end quote. While expressing his personal skepticism of the idea of daily apparitions, he openly praised the conversions and fruits that continue to flow from Medjugorje as being an undeniable work of God, not a magic wand. Indeed, I've been getting letters from all over the world this week from people telling me about the most dramatic conversions they experienced when they visited Medjugorje, or how it is simply an oasis of peace. Just this past week, someone wrote to say that a priest who accompanied her group was instantly healed of alcoholism while there. There are literally thousands upon thousands of stories like this. I continue to defend Medjugorje for this very reason. It is achieving the purposes of Christ's mission, and in spades. Really, who cares if the apparitions are ever approved, as long as these fruits blossom? The late Bishop Stanley Ott of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, asked St. John Paul II, quote, Holy Father, what do you think of Medjugorje? The Holy Father kept eating his soup and responded, Medjugorje. Medjugorje? Medjugorje. Only good things are happening at Medjugorje. People are praying there. People are going to confession. People are adoring the Eucharist, and people are turning to God. And only good things seem to be happening at Medjugorje. End quote. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a rotten tree bear good fruit. Matthew chapter 7, verse 18. After 36 years, that hasn't changed. But you see, the skeptics say, quote, Satan can produce good fruit too, end quote. They're basing this on St. Paul's admonition, quote, such people are false apostles, deceitful workers who masquerade as apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for even Satan masquerades as an angel of light. So it is not strange that his ministers also masquerade as ministers of righteousness. Their end will correspond to their deeds. End quote. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 13 through 15. Actually, St. Paul is contradicting their argument. For he also says that you will know a tree by its fruit. Quote, their end will correspond to their deeds. End quote. The conversions, healings, and vocations we've seen from Medjugorje over the past 3 decades have overwhelmingly shown themselves to be authentic, as many of them too are bearing the authentic light of Christ wherever they go. And those who know the seers attest to their humility, integrity, devotion, and holiness. Satan can work lying signs and wonders, but good fruits? No. The worms will eventually come out. Ironically, Jesus himself points to the fruits of his mission as evidence of his authenticity. Quote, Go and tell John what you have seen and heard. The blind regain their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, the poor have the good news proclaimed to them, and blessed is the one who takes no offense at me. End quote. Luke chapter 7, verse 22 through 23. Indeed, the Sacred Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith refutes the notion that the fruits are irrelevant. It specifically refers to the importance that such a phenomenon, quote, bear fruits by which the Church herself might later discern the true nature of the facts, end quote. Medjugorje's claims are no less overwhelming. With over 400 medically documented healings, over 600 documented vocations to the priesthood, and thousands of worldwide apostolates. But many do take offense at these, as skeptics still insist the tree is rotten, which really raises a valid question as to what spirit they are now operating under. Doubts and reservations? Fair game. Actively trying to destroy and discredit one of the greatest hotbeds of conversions and vocations? That is contrary to what the Church and even the Bishop of Mostar has asked for. Quote, we repeat the absolute need to continue deepening the reflection as well as prayer in the face of whatever alleged supernatural phenomenon until there is a definitive pronouncement, end quote. Dr. Joaquin Navarro-Valls, head of the Vatican Press Office, Catholic World News, June 19, 1996. According to Medjugorje's most vocal opponents, all of this is nothing but a demonic deception, a great schism in the making. They sincerely believe that the millions of converts, hundreds if not thousands of priests who receive their calling there, and the countless others who have been healed in one way or another, will suddenly throw their Catholic faith in the garbage and break away from the Church if the Pope makes a negative ruling, or if, quote, Our Lady, end quote, tells them to, as if they are dumb, emotional, undiscerning apparition chasers who can't function spiritually without Medjugorje. In truth, the rumor is that the Pope is expected to make Medjugorje into an official Marian shrine to ensure the solid pastoral care of pilgrims. Update. As of December 7, 2017, a major announcement came by way of Pope Francis's envoy to Medjugorje, Archbishop Henry Kozer. The ban on official pilgrimages has now been lifted. Quote, the devotion of Medjugorje is allowed. It's not prohibited and need not be done in secret. Today, dioceses and other institutions can organize official pilgrimages. It's no longer a problem. The decree of the former Episcopal Conference of what used to be Yugoslavia, which before the Balkan War advised against pilgrimages in Medjugorje organized by bishops, is no longer relevant, end quote.